discussing about so till yesterday we discussed a lot about Java. So we understood the core concepts like what is needed for Java, and we also understood at least the basic things like when I say like core concepts. So what are the core OOPS concepts in Java? So we spoke about like different loops also. So what are the different loops? For example, if your requirement is to run the same program with multiple times, and also we spoke about like there is one thing called class, and we have something called packages, and we have something called methods. So you can directly run the code from the main method also if you are having if you are asked to perform a project about the calculator. So a calculator can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus operator, integrations, many things. So if you are writing everything in the main method, that will also work. But the reason why we create methods, because we want separate functionality individually, right? So what we have done is we have created one method for addition, one method for subtraction, so that it will be easy, and it will run only whatever is needed. But if you are keeping all the code in the main method, what will happen? You'll not be having the control of the execution, and also it is difficult for you to debug at what line it is failing. Okay, cool. So now let us talk something about the automation stuff. Okay, so why automation is needed, and what is the significance of automation, and let us take one live example which you would have used most of the times. Okay, just a second. Mm, okay, cool. See, when we started off with our journey, most of the people, I'm not sure how they started off and when they started using WhatsApp. So, do you guys recall initially when we were using WhatsApp, right? Okay, WhatsApp team in around, I believe it was around 2014, it started hugely into the industry. So there are group of developers, they have developed this. The only thing about WhatsApp was they can message, they should be able to message a person, message to person, okay, and also they should be able to add a status, only a text status, okay, only a text status. I think with this it is difficult. Let me go with Excel sheet. Mm. So we started off with this thing, okay, only this a small piece of code was there. Okay, that is your this thing. So initially when WhatsApp started in 2015, it was only used for what is that, messaging, and it is used for the status, and only status you can keep it a text status, not a picture or video what you are doing. So the testing team came and they tested this. Okay, yes, I am able to send a message to a person, I am able to send a message to 5%, and I am able to keep the status, and I am able to keep the text status. Again, evolution happened. By that I mean there were new features getting introduced into this thing. So they told that, hey, this time we are able to we are integrating one more functionality called they should be able to make calls. Okay, so as a tester, what is my responsibility? So assume that I'm just taking layman examples, don't be more specific with the numbers. In 2018, what happened? They told that you need to test the new functionality called making calls. Okay, this is a new functionality, right? So this is a new functionality. So as a tester, what we will be doing is we will go and check whether I am able to make calls from the WhatsApp or not. But but whenever a new functionality is getting added, it is the tester's responsibility to go back and check whether the still older functionalities are working or not. So there is a thing called regression testing. Okay, so nothing but whenever you are adding a new feature, you need to go back and check whether a new feature is getting added or not. Again, good. So clear till here, right? Again, what happened was, again we have landed up with a new more feature. So they are telling now, so this is the previous feature, right? Okay. Hmm. So this is a previous feature. Again, they are adding new features again. What they are telling, this time you should be able to make a group call. So right, in our WhatsApp we have another option called group call. So they're telling you should be able to make a group call. Now, again, as a tester, what you need to do, you need to go back and check first group call is working or not, and after that you need to check whether message status making calls is working or not. Okay, cool. So this is never ending story. What I'm telling is, so slowly I'll come to the point now. So again, they're telling that you should be able to keep the status as a photo. Okay, and they are telling yes, it should work. Again, as a tester, what I need to do, I need to check whether photo is working or not. And again, I need to go back whether I'm able to make group call, making calls, keeping the status, setting the this thing. And they are telling that status as video. And again, they're telling you should be able to make payments using WhatsApp. So here, if you could see the journey, right, payments. So you can make payments also from WhatsApp. Okay. See, every time whenever a new functionality is getting added, you need to go back and test the older functionalities. I have just written few line items here, but if you go into the real time testing, right, there will be lot of test cases for this messaging scenario. Like you should be able to send, you should be able to delete, you should be able to check the tick marks, you should be able, whether a person is blocking you, you should not be able to send the message, and once he's unblocking you, you should be able to send the message. So all these test cases again you need to test here along with this thing. When I say make calls, you need to able to see whether you are able to make a call, an international call, and try to make a call with the person who is having WhatsApp. Try to make a call who is not having WhatsApp. In that case, it should fail. You should not be able to make a call. So for you, it is looking like a single word, but there are many test cases that a tester needs to go back and test. So every time what is happening is he is doing the same task, a repetitive task. Yes or no? So this thing, if you could see, this was already tested in 2015. Okay. Oh my God. Mm. This was already tested in 2014. Again, you need to go back and check. This was already tested previously. Again, you need to go back check. This was already tested previously. Again, you need to go back and check. So for that reason, in the software world, even if you take, I have just taken a simple application called WhatsApp. So in this, there are many new features getting added. Similarly, if you take any application, there are 100 or 200% of chances that the features keep evolving. By that I mean the new features will get added each and every time. So in order to test that manually, again it will take a lot of time. Say for example, if one user is taking 2 days of time to test this, again here 2 times 6, it is 12 days. Again along with this it will be some hundreds of days for him to complete all these features again. So for that reason, we will be making use of automation. So automation now helps the tester to focus on the current functionality. So what he will do is, for the first time he will be doing it manually, and for the older functionalities there would be a separate team called automation team, or if in some companies even a manual tester will be doing it, or now most of the companies are adopting hybrid testing or hybrid tester, whatever you call it, because he's a person who will be doing both manual and automation. So having said that, so that is the importance of the testing, automation testing. I'm not talking about the manual testing here, significance of automation testing. So in order to make sure and in order to save time and efforts, whatever is getting involved in order to check the previous functionalities each and every time, we will be going ahead with automation testing. Now, next thing should come to your mind is, hey Zakir, there are many tools, right? So is Selenium the only tool which is used for automation? No, never. There are many automation tools in market. Then why only Selenium is so widely used across all the companies? Because there are many reasons for that. If you take any other tools like Tosca, UFT, and RabbitMQ, many tools are there. Okay, but but the problem is they are the paid ones, first thing, and also it is expensive. By that I mean, if you want to take the license, right, it will cost the companies a lot. And moreover, few supports only few languages, but when it comes to Selenium, it supports many languages. You can play Selenium with Java, with Python, with JavaScript, many things you can use. Okay, so that is the one important and very very important thing is it is open source. When I say open source, it is a free tool, so anyone can use Selenium for free. That is the very very big reason, and also the most common reason why most of the companies are adopting Selenium. Even companies like banking companies, because banking companies will never go to any free tools because they are afraid that there will be any like a phishing thing or many things involved security purpose. But now that even a bigger banking companies, like if you go with JP Morgan and if you check with Lilly, there are many companies, and even Wells Fargo. When I was part of Wells Fargo, I was the part of the framework development team called Web Framework. So it was built on Selenium again. So that's the intensity. That's the what I'm just trying to highlight how important is Selenium and how easy is Selenium when compared with other tools. First thing is it is freeware tool and it has lot of support and it supports multiple languages and it supports any browser, almost all the browsers, most of the browsers. So for example, if your team is building any application, so few people assume that your team is building what is that State Bank of India application. Few people may check use that State Bank of application in browser. Few what is that Chrome browser. Few people, older people, they tend to use Edge, or few people use Firefox. Few people use some other browser. So it is your responsibility as a tester to test whether the application is working across all the browsers, yes or no, because you can't tell that hey, this application will only work in Chrome browser. So what you will write a single test case and you'll tell Selenium, hey, go and run this in all the browsers. That's it. It will automatically run, it will automatically check the results, and it will automatically publish you the report. So that's the beauty of Selenium. It supports multiple browsers. Okay, it supports multiple browsers, multiple languages, and also it is a open source tool, readily available. Anyone can use it and anyone can install it. That's free of cost. Okay, I hope we understood the significance of Selenium, and we at least got some idea why we are using Selenium. And also, moreover, if you go and search in Naukri also, and most of the companies are adopting Selenium, and the best automation tool for now in the market is Selenium. And if you learn Selenium, there is one more tool that is getting popular these days. That is a Playwright. It's exactly same as Selenium. Okay, they are just using some names, naming changes. That's it. Nothing much. If you learn this Java plus Selenium, you can learn any any automation tool, because even if you take any non-coding tools like Tosca and all, right, in the backend they are using the same thing. So if you know the code, if you are using any automation codeless automation tool, if you're stuck somewhere, for sure you need to go back and write some automation some code there. So if you're learning this, you'll understand that and it will be easy for you. Okay, cool, right? We are good till here, right? If you're fine, let us go and create our first automation script. Fine guys, give me thumbs up if you're fine. Very good. Chalo. Now, so coming to the same example, right? Now, let me do one thing. Now, so Zakir, how the automation tool works, and also what is this Selenium and how it will interact with the elements. So let me take one example. So your requirement is you are working in a Facebook company, and you are told, okay, let me take the same example here. Assume that this is the Facebook application. Okay, just a moment, guys. Assume that this is a Facebook application. Now you are logging into the application. You previously it was only used to add photos, then add videos, then make calls, and also now you should be able to live stream something like that, right? Every time logging into the application is common. Yes or no? So every time logging into the application is common. So let me do one thing. Let me try to automate of logging the Facebook application. Slowly, I will focus on the other functionalities. Okay. For now, today, let us try to check whether you are able to automate Facebook application or not. So there is a test case where they have written that as a user, I should be able to log into the Facebook application and I should be able to see my name. Able to see my name. Okay, cool. Chalo, chalte. So Facebook, right? So this is my requirement. I don't know what is my idea for Batman. Okay. So I'm just entering the username. Okay. And I should enter the password. I don't know, forgot the password. Okay. Cool. So you should let me do one thing. Okay, so I just click on the login button. So assume that if you are doing it manually, what are the things you need to do? First thing is you need to launch the Facebook URL. First thing, you need to identify different elements here. So there I can here I can see Facebook, here I can see sign up, many things, but I am interested in entering the username here, not here. Okay, it clearly says that enter email or phone number. So I want to identify this element. Now you are a human, you are smart enough, you guys are smart enough to understand what is this text box. You can directly go and write it, but automation, right? You need to tell each and everything to it. Even if you want to perform a single operation, you need to tell there are certain set of instructions. Okay, now you are a human being, you can go and you can identify, yes, this is the place where I need to go and enter the username, this is the place where I need to go and enter the password, this is the button after entering the username and password I need to log in. But for automation to do this, it will ask you one question. How automation, right? Have you seen any Marvel movies? You would have seen, right? How it sees like it will go and check all the web page. So this is kind of web page for it. It will check all the elements. For you, you feel that only these two are elements. No, it will take each and everything as an element. So this is one element. This is one element. This text is one element. Okay, and this sign up, login, messenger, Facebook, video, everything is like an element. And this text box is also one element for it, password is also one element for it, and this login button is also one element, forget password is also one element, create new account is also one element. So now instead of element, now that this application is a web based application and you are opening a web browser, right? Let me call it as web element. Okay, today I am using a new word called web element. Okay, web element is, this is one web element, 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 right? Now each web element has a unique address for it. See slowly how we are coming to what we are learning. Okay, instead of directly telling, right? So each web element has a unique address for that address is known as your XPath. Okay, simple. Okay, XPath. Now if you go and check the India map, right? Okay, so there are many addresses. So if you could see here, see if I want to go to my addresses, what I'll do, I'll go to check India, then I'll go to here. See, I have marked my place as star. So slowly I'll go, right? So this is my address. So I am seeing this as a web page. So how Selenium will look at this page, right? It will see as if it is some map and it will look for addresses. Similarly what my brain is doing now. Okay, so now if I want to look out for Karnool, right, I'll just go and zoom, and there is one address for this. So there will be longitudes and latitudes for this, right? Similarly, each web element has an address that is nothing but your XPath. XPath is a kind of address for your what web element. Excuse me, sorry guys. Okay, just a minute. Yeah. Okay, so that is what I'm talking. Now, how to write a address for this? So if it is your normal map, you'll tell that okay, for Karnool, right? Go to this India, Andhra Pradesh, then district called Karnool. Go there. Similarly, in order to identify any web element, there is an XPath. Okay, XPath. I'll talk about the types of XPath, but now let us focus on only one thing. I don't want to confuse you. What is an XPath? So if you go and check this out, right? Just any more I repeat everyone, please install Chrome browser. It is easy for you to write the XPath and identify the elements and everything. Okay, just go here. This is the web element, right, for which you need to identify the address, because here you need to enter the username, you know that. So right click on this. I repeat, go to that web element. Okay, go to that web element, right click on that. There is one option called inspect. There is one option called inspect. Click on that. And let me see one more thing for the people who are new, right? Let me do it again. Let me close this off. Right click on this, click on inspect. Once you inspect, you'll see something like this, right? So this is known as docking. I have docked it to the right hand side. You can dock it to the left hand side. You can dock it to the bottom or top. So I want to dock it on the bottom. So there is one option to dock at bottom. There is one option to dock to left. Again, this is to out of the window. If you are using multiple screens, it will be easy for you. So just select this, dock to bottom. So it will come here. So this is one thing. So now there is an option called select an element to inspect. So this is a kind of option that is used to find the address of that web element. So how to use this? Very simple. Let me do it from first, as this is the first time, right? Right click on this, inspect. So there is an option here, select, hover your mouse. So once you hover, see this is writing, this is showing the XPath, the addresses of all the elements. This is one address, this is one address, but I don't want all this. Slowly I'll go and move my cursor to the email. Okay, super. See, I'll do it again. So I'm clicking on this, taking my mouse and moving on to the email. So once I move to the email, right, there is something here that is getting highlighted. Okay, input. So this is the address of the text box. This is the address of the text box. Yes or no? Now let us slowly study what is this. Okay, so here there is a tag called input. Yes or no? There is a tag called input. So the tag is input here. Here the tag is div, but I am interested in this tag, right? Because the line that got highlighted is this thing. Okay, this thing. Cool. Post that in this tag there are key and value pairs. Here the key is type and the value is text. So the key is key and attribute. I'll call it as class, and this is the attribute. Here the attribute is name and the value is email. Here the attribute is ID and the value is email. Here the attribute is data hyphen test ID and the value is this thing. So by seeing this, you can understand, okay, there is a tag. Inside that there are many attributes and values, combination of attributes and values. This is one combo. This is one combo. This is one combo. Now, whenever you are seeing multiple attributes and values, right, take the one which is having a thing called ID, because most of the times that will be unique. Okay, hey Zakir, can I use this class attribute? Yes, but depends. If there is some attribute called ID, always go with that. Okay. See, this is a bit confusing, but once you start writing, you'll do it. So the day when we started off with the Java, right, similarly we were in same phase. So first thing is the syntax to write the XPath is give the tag name. So here the tag name is input. And post that, open a open a square bracket. Only writing the XPath is the toughest part. Rest of the things you can easily do it, guys. At the rate of attribute is equals to single quotation and value of the attribute. Let me write that value of attribute. Just close it. That's it, guys. One second. Let me get a single. That's it. So the XPath syntax is, let me write that. Syntax for XPath is tag name, attribute, and value of the attribute. Now let us follow the same thing. So what is the tag name here? The tag name is input, right? Input, open that square bracket, at the rate of, there are many attributes here. Type is one attribute, class is one attribute. Let me zoom a bit. Okay. So type is one attribute, class is one attribute, name is one attribute. I was telling if there is any attribute with the name called ID, please use that, right? So there is an attribute called ID. ID is equals to, and what is the value of that ID? It is email. Double click on that. So I'm just double clicking on this. It is case sensitive, guys, so please be careful. I'm directly open single quotations. Okay, open single quotations, give that single quotations close, that's it. So this is how you can find the address of this web element. So now you should know, right, whether this is working or not. So how to check that? Let me copy this here in the same area, right? Here in the same area there is something called elements. Just click anywhere and click Control F. Once you press Control F, you will see something like this. Just copy paste. See, this is highlighting your web element. If you could see, it is highlighting only one of one. Always there should be one result for your address. So by that time I am telling that there should be only single web element for that, because if there are multiples, right, your Selenium will not understand which one to use. Hey, for this single address you have given, I am seeing multiple records, multiple homes or whatever it is. Okay, now this is how you can write an XPath for your web element. So now let me go and try for password. So you want to give try for password, just give a try and ping me the XPath for password, guys. Take it, you can try it out. If anyone is stuck, I'll help you. This is the very first time. You will see many errors, you'll do many mistakes. Do as many as you can, but try to write the XPath for password. Okay, cool. If you understood what is XPath and how to write XPath, first give me a thumbs up. Okay. Ruhi, do you have any questions? Very good. Now, write the XPath for this thing. So I have written for already username. Right now, you guys write the XPath for password. So what I will be doing is, so you can follow me if you are doing it. I have opened Facebook URL in Chrome browser. I repeat, I have opened in Chrome browser. Just click on this, go to this. Yes. So here, let me delete this older XPath. I'm writing directly here itself. So that the tag name is input and the attribute name is ID and it is pass. Okay, let me write it, or else let me copy this first. I'll double click on this. ID is equals to pass. That way it will be easy for me. Double slash input at the rate. I have already copied it, right? But it is coming in double quotations. Let me change it to single quotation. Superb. Yes, it's working. I am getting only one of one. Make sure that you are getting one of one here. I have written the XPath for my password. Okay, let me see who has completed it. Let us see. Very good. I got an answer from Lokesh. Others, please give a try. So to those who are already aware of this, I do understand it may be a bit slow for you, but I want everyone to be on same page. Others, I want answers from everyone, guys. Yeah, Ruhi, have you very good guys. Hey, perfect guys. Very good, very good. Now we understood how to write an address, right? So very good. So everyone give me a thumbs up if you have written. If you or if you're not understanding it, let me know. This is important. I want thumbs up from everyone. Mahindra, you're done, right? Or do you need any help? Okay, cool. So what we will be doing is now we know how to identify the addresses. You know how to identify. My requirement is there are many web elements here, but my requirement is I need to just enter username, password, and click on login button, right? Okay. Now let me go to my Eclipse. Okay. Okay. Let me close this. Let me come here. Automation learning, and there is some problem here. What happened? Okay. Cool. Hmm. So now let me do one thing. Okay, I am learning Xpaths, right? So let me create a class with the name of Xpaths. Okay, I have created a class with the name called Xpaths. Okay, so now let me write the code directly here itself. Why to create a method and all? Okay, okay, I can write that way also. So first thing is you need to create a now see guys you are using the methods that are this is a very important question. They will ask you what is WebDriver. WebDriver is an interface. Okay, WebDriver. Oh my God. See automation. ChatGPT. Okay, let me cut off this. WebDriver is an interface. Yesterday we learned this, right? So interface contains only unimplemented methods. Okay, so we also got to know that we have different methods like send keys, and we have some methods like click, and we have some methods like select a class, many things in this, right, in the WebDriver. Okay, not select. Okay, this thing, and also we have method called get to open the URL, and we have method called refresh if you want to refresh the web page, and if you want to go back we have method called back. So all these methods are present inside your WebDriver. That is an interface, and there are different classes. Yesterday I have told you to do this example, right? There are different classes, right, that will implement these methods. So no code is present here, but it is just that this thing. So now there is a if you want to work in Chrome, you can make use of Chrome driver class because Chrome has all the code that is needed to perform this. If you are using the Chrome driver class, it will work in Chrome driver, right? And if you are using it in Firefox, you need to create an object for Firefox. Okay, and that code will run in Firefox because you have implemented that in Firefox class. Okay, so that's very important thing. So if I'm repeating it multiple times, just try to understand the importance of that. Okay, so WebDriver is an interface. So if you want to create an object for an interface and implementing class, you know right how to do that. I have told you the syntax. So it is interface, the object name is equals to when there are multiple implementation classes, you whichever class you want to, you can use that class. Interface and implementing class. So having said that, let me create my very first piece of code. Web driver is equals to new Chrome driver. Now that I don't have written this code, right, there is no interface in my laptop. I have not written the code for WebDriver. I have not written the code for Chrome driver class, right? I have already imported from Maven repository. Someone else has written that. All that I need to do is I need to import it. Okay. Yesterday, what you have guys done, you guys have created a class with the name called WebDriver interface, right? Just telling an example. But this is a real interface. Someone has written the code. I'm importing that. Okay. Similarly here, importing. Now, few things. If you want to open any browser, it is telling that hey, there is a method called get method, go and use that. That's it. So this is the object, right? So this is object. So driver dot get. So this is a method that is used to open the browser, but it is asking you a parameter. What is that parameter? It is asking, hey, give me the string which you want to open, or URL. So this URL should be passed like a string. So I want to open Facebook URL. Let me copy this. So even if you could look at the screen, it looks like a facebook.com, but it is a HTTPS protected protocol. Okay, see, once I copy, it will come like this. So this will open the web browser. Now I need to find the address, right? I was telling you one word instead of calling it element. Let me call it as web element. Okay, web element. Do you guys remember? So if you want to store a integer value, you'll call it as int x is equals to 10. If you want to store a string, you call it as string name is equals to Zakir. Yes or no? If you want to store a char c h or gender is equals to, you will give it in single quotations, right? Similarly, if you want to store the address of the web element, there is a data type called web element in Selenium. Okay, web element. So here I have given it as X, right? I am storing the username, right? Let me give the name as username. Username. So this is not a Java thing, right? Web element is not a Java thing. So for that reason, it is throwing an error. Let me go and import that as well. So import web element. See, I have imported web element. Now there is simple method in this object called find element. So driver dot find element. Okay, find element. So there are different ways in which you can find the web element. So you can find by class name, you can find by ID directly, you can find by XPath. But XPath is the one most widely used across all the stuff. We will discuss about other types to find the address. Okay, so there are different ways you can find the address. One way is by using the XPath. That is what we have done now. Okay, so let me write the code for X. So slowly we'll learn other things. I don't want to confuse you. So you are is using a method called the find element, and inside that you need to pass the parameter by dot XPath, because you see there are many ways you can find the web element. See, you can find by class name, you can find by selector ID, and also link text name, but I am interested in using XPath. So if someone is asking how many ways you can find the web element, say this is the answer: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. There are total 8 ways in which you can find the web element. And what are the different ways? One is by class name, one is by CSS selector, one is by ID, one is by link text, one is by name, one is by partial link text, tag name, and XPath. But we are interested in XPath, so let me write the XPath. Okay, so you here you need to pass the XPath inside this method. Okay, let me write the XPath here, right? You need to pass the XPath. So this is, let me write it down. See, now I'll talk about shortcuts. Okay, just click on this, go here. You know this is a tag name, right? Let me delete this. Let me tell you one thing. Click on this. So you see that this is a tag name input and this is ID and email. So double click on this, click on shift and right arrow. Let me copy this total thing. So the tag name is input, right? Double slash input. You know that I have at the rate. I have already copied, right? Just attribute and value. Give instead of that single quotation, remove the double quotation, close the square bracket. Superb. So I have written my XPath. Yes or no? This is how I have written my XPath. Okay, cool. Let me write the XPath here. So now this guy will find the element, address element, and it is stored in a variable called username. Similarly, let me write it for, what is that? Password, right? Password. I'm giving the name as password because that will be easy for me, right? So driver dot find element by dot XPath. Okay, there are different ways you can find the address. I'm using the XPath. So here I should give the XPath, right? Of that what? Of the password. Let me write the XPath for password. The way I can do is click on this, scroll your mouse here. So here it is. It's the same thing. ID is same. And let me double click this. Double click on ID. Shift, right arrow, copy, delete this, double slash input square brackets open, syntax is at the rate. I have already copied that. I'm just pasting it. Okay, let me remove that and give it as single bracket and close it off. Yes, this is again highlighting what, but I want password, right? 1 second. Okay, it is pass here. Sorry, I copied the wrong thing, guys. Okay, password. So I am able to write the XPath for password. Let me copy that. So you're telling, hey, go and find this by using this XPath, and the XPath for that is this thing. Super. Now you have found the XPath for username, you have found the XPath for password. Now, after that, there is one element here, right? You need to click on login button. See, guys, a very interesting thing here. Just tell me if you can find it out. What is the difference you have seen here? See, if there is any text box, it is having a tag name of input. Yes or no? If you could see here, if there is any text box, it is having a tag name of input. Okay, this is a text box, it is having a tag name of input. This is a button, this is a button, so it is having a tag name of button. See, button. And here if you could scroll down, there are many attributes, and there is one attribute called type, that is equals to submit, or name is equals to login. Let me use this name is equals to login. Double click on this, click shift to place right arrow at the same time, control C, and the tag name is button, right? Double slash button, at the rate of, I already copied that. Excuse me. Close this. Okay, see, I'm getting only a single web element here. Okay, let me copy this. So there is one more, so I need to use these elements, right? Okay, web element. So this is login button, right? So let me write login button is equals to driver dot find element by dot xpath. So here inside this I need to give the xpath of that. Okay, super. So now I have the addresses of all the web elements on which I need to perform the action. Yesterday, knowingly or unknowingly, you guys have used some methods here, right? If you could remember. So that's the reason why I have told this will be interesting for tomorrow. You will got to know. So you have find the addresses of all the elements. It's very simple. All that you need to do is, if you want to enter something into this, just copy this and use dot send keys. That's it. There is a method called send keys. Just for example, I want to enter my username, that is zakir.13 dot 2011. This is my user ID. Okay, Facebook user ID. Now password, right? So password dot, this is send keys. I need to enter the password. I don't remember it, so I'm giving wrong password. Just giving it as tester. It's been a while I have used Facebook on web. Okay, so now this is a button. This is a button. In order, what you need to do as a manual tester, you enter this by using keyboard. You enter this by using keyboard, username and password. So if you want to enter something in Selenium, you have a method called send keys. You have made use of that. But if you want to click on something, Selenium is telling that, hey, nothing much to worry. I have a method for that also. Okay, you just need to use a method called dot click. Just copy this. Oh my god, sorry guys. Okay, so login button, right? This is a button on which you need to perform the action. Login control space dot click. That's it. See, click. Okay, after clicking, you have completed your test case. No, every time you need to close the browser. So this will be very fast. You'll not be able to see with your eyes. Okay, so for that reason I'm telling, hey, hold on, just wait for a few seconds at least. I need to tell to you, right? It will wait, let it wait for 8,000. It's not 8,000 seconds, it is 8,000 milliseconds. That comes around to 8. Okay, just select this. Okay, now right, driver dot close. So this is the thing to close your browser. Okay, cool, right? I think we are clear till here. So let me run this program and let me see what happens. Okay, I have written the code. Now let me see. It is very fast, guys. So it has entered the username and password, and see, Chrome is being, see, it is telling a wrong username and password, and after 8 seconds it has closed the browser. Let me run it from the other monitor. Okay, let me close this. Okay, now let me run this code. Okay, let us see. See, it is entering the username and password, and it is telling after 8 seconds it will close. After 8 seconds it will close the browser. So that is what we have written the piece of code, right? So what you have done, we have used the method called .get. So let me delete this. These things are needed. This is just for your understanding, right? I told this is nothing but a variable type in Selenium. Okay, so I think we are clear, right? We have successfully automated our very first automation code. All that you need to do is there are some methods in, if you want to, what is that, enter some data, there is a method called send keys. If you want to click on any button, there is a method called click, and you will be having one more web element, right? For what are the different actions you can perform? See, you can use mouse actions. You can mouse over. For example, your requirement is okay, automation page with drop down list. Okay, one second. Okay, okay, one second. So what you can do is you can perform something. You can hover your mouse and click on this. You can enter some text here. You know how to enter the text. If you want to now, you understood all that you will be doing on a web browser is clicking on something, entering data. You know, right now you have already can automate at least 30% of your automation. Like you can automate. So for example, if you want to check your Facebook account, just go and do that. So there are many things. Slowly we will understand as we progress. So for now, at least you are in a good shape to open the browser. You know how to enter the use text into a text box. If you want to click on something, you know how to do that. So that is about your very first automation script. So if you have understood this, just give me a thumbs up and let us try to do that now itself. Super. चलो करते हैं जल्दी, time waste नहीं करते guys. From today will be bit fast. Okay, do it. Share your screen and I'll tell you the next stuff. Come on.